Welcome to Andy D. Cole's podcast. Please like, share and subscribe.
Welcome to Andy D. Cole's podcast. Press like and subscribe.
Welcome to Andy D. Cole's. Sit back and enjoy. As we dive deeper down into the rabbit hole and into the unknown. Where the paranormal becomes normal.
Hello and welcome to today's stream where I'm joined by the wonderful Adrian Perkins, who is local to my area, which makes it so much more better for me because I can find out what's actually going on. So Adrian is an author of the Ghost Detective series of books. He's just told me he's on book number 9, and I do have in front of me book 5. So I've got book 4 at the side as well, but I've got book 5 because it's just easier for me to look at and talk about. So welcome to the show and thank you for coming on.
Thanks for inviting me, Andy.
It's absolute pleasure. Like I said, I've heard quite a lot about you and wasn't sure if you're still doing the interviews and all that. And I was just busy trying to change the way that I was doing all this. And it's like, I do need to get you on at some point. And then I was getting guests on, and it was like 9-10 months in advance. I thought, no, I'm going to stop that. Once I get to that point, I'm going to bring it back down and just do 2 weeks maximum. So I've only just last month got to that part. So now it's like, right, and then I can get on and do it like that rather than a massive gap and people forgetting and everything changing and everything else in between.
Yeah.
So no, it's great to have you on. Absolutely.
Yep, nice to be here.
So you were saying that you did have a YouTube channel, but you shut it down because you wanted to concentrate more on the going out and investigating.
Yeah, I've been investigating and interviewing people, eyewitnesses, for about 30 years. Yeah, and it's one of those things where I got the YouTube channel and I started doing the video editing and stuff like that. Yeah. And it's strange how all that can take away from your enjoyment of actually doing the investigations yourself.
Yes.
And I hated it in the end. I hated it.
Yeah. See, it's like I went out and did an investigation on Saturday, and it's the first one this year. It's also the first one in Northampton for probably touching 12 months. I have been out on my own with the missus and that and just having a mooch about in like certain areas, but to go and do a proper investigation, sorry, it's just not been happening because I've been so fixated on getting this done.
Yes.
But when I went out Saturday, it's like I got the taste of it again. And it's like, yes, I need to go out and do more.
It's like not being with like-minded people for a very long time, and then suddenly you have a get together. You know, it's like that, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It was that, and it's like, I'm back to this is my calling.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I need to now like mix it all up because when I first started doing this, it was in lockdown. So then we wasn't allowed to go back out again. So it was like, right, I need to keep the channel going. So I'll interview people. Then that kind of took over. I was doing a bit of both, but the interviewing took over more of the me going out and like being there and getting cold and paranormal hangover and all that stuff.
Split it between the two, yeah.
And then this just took over. So I've done this now, since this solidly, probably since, we're in April now, aren't we? So probably about 16, 18 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I have been out investigating. We've been to Cannock Chase and I went down to Rendlesham. A couple of places, like the bigger known places.
Yeah.
But because I've always wanted to go. I've been to them before, but I've met up with people and we've gone out and we've done stayovers or we've walked around the areas of like with people that know what's going on there.
Yeah.
So got all that done. But it's like when I went out last week, it was like, this is it. I need to get back into it. So
when you said Rendlesham there, do you do like a crossover between UFO and paranormal?
I do generally everything. I don't go there, even though obviously Rendlesham's known for the UFO landing.
Yeah.
That is the main reason why people go, because you want to see the spot where it landed and not the mock model of what they've got there. What is it? The lemon juice or whatever they call it. It's awful.
Yeah.
But when we went, I met up with a guy called Alex Lovelock. He lives down that area, and we stood at the point of the supposed, like the actual landing.
Right.
It drops down into the farmer's field, and we've seen two sets of orange orbs go across the floor. So, and then we had a buzzing noise. We was getting with the K2 meter on the trees. I've got a different one. The numbers were going up, and there's no power line. There's nothing around the area. There's all sorts of stuff going on. I was seeing a German soldier walking through the trees, going that way. As soon as it turned, gone.
Wow.
Didn't know it was a German soldier until I got on. Because I was walking down talking to Alex, and he's telling me stuff about different things that he's seen in different areas. So we're doing like a loop. You got the different trails.
Yes.
And I just seen someone in the corner of my eye walking that way. We was on the path, and this was like 2-3 trees in. And it was like the fuzzy grey material.
Yeah.
Straight away I just thought, that's like the German World War II uniform. As soon as I got back home, it's like a 2.5 hour drive from there back here. Straight on the computer, I put in SS uniform World War II. Straight away, I was like, just sat staring at the screen in shock for about a minute. That even the shape, because I could see they had something on the head, but because I couldn't focus on it because, I said, as soon as it turned, it had gone.
Yeah.
I've just got that split second image.
Yeah.
But it was the shape and the way the collar come up on the tunic.
Yeah.
With the way the headpiece come down, and it was exactly the same.
Nice.
Shivers, goosebumps, the lot. So yeah, when I go out, even when I go to a cemetery, I'm not going to look for ghosts and spirits. I'm going to draw or contact whatever it is that's there.
Yeah.
Regardless of what it is.
I think cemeteries really, it sounds weird, but cemeteries for the living. They're not really for the dead, they're for the living. They're like a place for people to have comfort, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's where the person dies that's really the key point, But a lot of people do spend a lot of times in churchyards and things like that because they've heard rumours and things. I mean, I had a lady, I can't remember the exact church it was in Northamptonshire.
Yeah.
But she said one summer's day that she went into the church, very hot day, and there was a service going on. So she sat at the back, and she said, I did a little bit of meditation. I said, you fell asleep, didn't you? She said, yes, I did. But she had her head down, and she suddenly started seeing these sandaled feet and bottom of robes going past her in this. There's lots of them going past her, and she looked up, and there was these monks in white, like Cistercian robes.
Yeah.
And she said they turned before they went up towards the altar. They turned, went up the side, and disappeared through the back wall. And
Oh.
she had a word with the vicar afterwards. He said, yeah, he said, if you go round the back of the church, you'll see the door in the wall where they used to walk through.
Ah.
Yeah, so it was there. Yeah.
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 Not remember the church now.
No, I can't remember. I wouldn't like to say with it in case I get
There's
it
a
wrong.
There's a lot though, isn't there, around here?
Oh, there's no end.
Even in Northampton itself, every street you go down, you'll see a church.
Yeah, yeah. I reckon every third door you knock on in Northampton's got a ghost story to tell you.
Really? I'm going to have to start knocking on doors, I'm telling you.
Knock on some doors.
Oh, no, but it's like, we were saying you've never been to St. John the Baptist Church ruins. Is it St. John the Baptist Church ruins in Malton?
Yeah, the Boughton ruins.
Boughton ruins, yeah. You've not done an investigation there, have you?
No.
Yeah, I've been there a few times. I've gone there at like 10, 11 o'clock at night, stayed till 2, 3 in the morning. I've gone there at 4 in the morning, stayed through till like 8 o'clock. So I've done dawn and dusk.
Yeah.
Had a few weird things go on and heard things and seen things. Never caught anything on camera. I know people in the chat, the regulars that watch it, are probably sick to death of me telling this story. But I need to tell you because you're low. Exactly. Yeah. Forget them. This is about you, nobody else. So one of the first time, I think it was the first time I did a live investigation there. I'd been there during the day. I'd done like, you go out and you do a recon and check it out, and then you go back so you know where you're going. So I've been a couple of times. We used to do the Northamptonshire walks during lockdown.
Yeah.
And that was that area where you go past the Castle House and that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was part of a couple of the walks. So we've been in there like 2, 3 times previous to this. Anyway, we've gone down, and there's, as you're going down to you go through the gate, and you go down the path, and the church is on the left. As you go round to go as though you're going inside, or what would be the inside of the church, there's a little baby rabbit. Probably about so big. And it was not running off. I picked it up. I was stroking it. Yeah. I'm not like Dr. Doolittle or anything like that. And I put it down, and all this is on one of the streams that I did. And as I put it down, it'd do a couple of jumps, stop, turn round, as though it's wanting me to follow it.
All right.
And it did that for like a few feet. I turned around either to talk to one of the other guys that was with, or to say something on the chat. Turned back, it had gone. Now, unless that flew off at light speed, I would have still seen it going into because the grass wasn't that high. They'd cut it right back, so it was like bowling green grass.
Yeah, yeah.
And nowhere to be seen.
They're the reason the church is as it is at the moment.
Oh, is it?
There used to be a royal warren in the fields adjacent to the church, and they got out of control. And as it was a church at one point, a busy church, the people used to arrive on horses and all this, that, and the other, and the rabbits had burrowed into the graves and brought all bits and
got you.
But they undermined the foundations of the church, and that's a lot of the reasons why the church collapsed, is because of rabbits.
Ah, right, because they still use it as for burials, don't they?
Yeah, still consecrated. Yeah.
I can never say that word, so that's I'll say it the way that I can say. I can say it in my head. Open my mouth, completely different comes out. But so we've done that. I've had you ever, when you got an investigation, you get the pressure in you, and it's like you get in.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called when your ear starts popping.
Yes.
Like when you're on a plane and you're coming into land. You get that quite a lot around there.
Really?
The whispering. Yeah. I know there's one. Is it the singing lady. She's either got red hair or a red dress.
You
I can
didn't see
never
the
remember.
bride.
Sorry?
You didn't see the bride then?
No. But I think I did see the black dog.
Oh, right. Okay.
And this is a weird one. This is another story that everyone's going to turn the volume down. So we've gone out. I'd not long been since doing TikTok, and the numbers were going up. So I thought, right, I'll see how TikTok compares to YouTube. So I've gone out Saturday afternoon, me and the missus, because it's literally a 5-minute drive from me.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we gone there, we parked up. There's another car there, but you get people that park up and go walking round. Anyway, so we'd gone in there, and I seen, as I'm explaining what goes on in the area and what people have seen, I'm saying one of them, there's a black dog. And as I say a black dog, on the far wall, which goes into the field to the left, a black dog runs past.
Oh, right.
I'm like, what are the chances of that? I turn to Becky and she goes, oh, I've just seen the owner. He's got one of those red ball throwers. Yeah. I'm right, okay. So I walked down to where they would be, following round. That didn't see the dog, didn't see the owner. You know how small them grounds are.
Yes.
Even if you go behind a tree or behind a wall, you will eventually see them come out unless they're hiding until you've gone. There's no way you would not see anyone come out the other side. Is not, is that? Or is that me losing it? So she's seen this bloke. I'd seen the dog. So I'd gone round, and at the bottom wall, I don't know if you know, there's an old safe there that's been dumped, that's been smashed open. So where the little stream is at the bottom, there's like a safe. It's only like 3 foot square, and I don't know how long it's been there, but it's all smashed in. So I always walk down there because there's a couple of big trees, and I'll walk along the bottom wall, walk around the church, and then come back up. So I'm doing. Did not see the dog again. Did not see this bloke. I'm walking round. You know, you've got what would be, I don't know, would it be north-facing window? Like the big window. As you go in the gate, it'd be right at the bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm round there, and you've got that little drainage thing. I call it the well.
Yeah,
Water's always trickling.
There's a little spring there, yeah.
Yeah. So watching it, it's always stuff coming through, and that fascinates me. That just think if that was continuous and you could get under, that would be amazing to go in and have a look.
Yeah, I know.
But unfortunately, it's not. So I'm round there, and I'm still doing the TikTok, and it starts to rain a bit. I thought, well, I've only got my phone. It's that really fine rain. I thought, I don't want it getting damaged. So I was ending the TikTok. I'm walking back up, and then Becky comes round. She's like, where the hell have you been? I've just been down here. Why? She went, I've been shouting you for the past 5 minutes. My missus hasn't got a quiet voice. She'll be the first one to tell you that. I couldn't hear her. She couldn't see me. And I think I've got a red jacket, a waterproof jacket, same colour red as this. And I'm sure I had that on. And we were no more than 20 foot apart at any one time. We couldn't hear or see each other for about 5 minutes.
Wow. And
it wasn't until I came back up and got to the start of where the church would be, that we'd seen each other. Even when she kill me for this, but it's true. Even when she's whispering, you can hear her half a mile down the road. So, yeah. I would not have heard, even though I was concentrating on what I was doing, I was still conscious of what was going on around.
You do realise you're a dead man now?
Oh, yeah. I've told her to her face, so, and it's true. But that was just the weirdest thing that's ever happened somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Have you heard of anything like that round there or in any part of Northampton?
Not in Northampton, but I have heard of people say one person side by side, but one person goes into a time slip.
Yeah, I strongly believe
disappears.
Yeah, I strongly believe that's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. At first I thought, I don't think it was me, But then afterwards, I thought it most probably was because I then didn't see the dog or the man or the missus.
Yeah.
And then if I couldn't see any of that, and I don't remember hearing, because that road doesn't get that busy, but when cars go past, they're loud because it's like the road is right next to it.
Yeah.
So I don't remember hearing any noise. So that's why I'm thinking it was most probably me and the fact that she couldn't see me and that I couldn't hear her.
Yeah. Could well be. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'll have to go over there.
Definitely. Yeah.
People keep saying to me, bring your flask over, we'll get some biscuits, you spend the day there, come on.
Yeah. Well, there's a tree right in the corner. You could set up a little camp inside this tree.
Yeah.
It's that big, honestly.
Oh,
but we've seen like shadow people there. Like when we've looked back on footage, the shadows gone past. There've been 2 or 3 of us. We're not moving, but you can clearly see the shadow going across like that.
Yeah.
And there's like nobody else there.
Yeah. I've had a lot of different cases like that. I mean, we had one particular place in Kettering. It was just off the Rockingham Road, and it was a terraced house.
Yeah.
And my investigations can last between a year to 3 years.
Oh, wow.
And this particular investigation lasted 3 years. And this couple, they'd got so much stuff happening in their house. Over the 3 years, we threw everything at it to try and help them sort it out. They'd slept downstairs for 18 months. They were afraid to go upstairs. That's how bad it was.
Jesus.
And they'd got like grotesque faces at the windows at the back of the house where the garden is. They'd got doors opening and closing. They got furniture moving.
Yeah.
And I was like a kid in a sweet shop, Everything.
I bet you was loving it.
Yeah. And in the end, after the 3 years, I mean, they sort of enjoyed the fact that we turned up, the crew turned up, and they started enjoying it, having a bit of a party. But they sold the house, and 6 weeks later, they stayed in Kettering, and 6 weeks later, they phoned me up and said, can you come to our new house? It's happening again. So was it attached to them, or was it them that was causing the stuff that was going on?
Yeah.
Without realising it.
Could be. Whatever energy they're giving off.
Yeah,
There's
I mean,
million reasons, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, they could both do things as a child. They could just they could both move objects as a child. So yeah.
If they're doing it without realising they are doing it.
Yeah, they had a feisty relationship, shall we say.
Right. So there was a lot of energy.
Yes.
Wow. Right. Can I show you a couple of pictures? Don't worry, they're not dodgy. Well, they're not dodgy-ish. One looks a bit strange. So these are from Kingsford Cemetery. As I was telling you, that's my go-to place for like local hotspot.
Yeah.
There's just something about it that keeps drawing me back there. I've been to other cemeteries like around the area. There's one down near Billing. There's Kingsford Village Church, where you've got the little pocket park, where you've got the headstones in there as well.
Yeah.
A few others I can't remember. There's the one in town where you can cut through.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of that one.
Giles, yeah.
Yeah, that's it, off St Giles Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's quite a few, but there's just something about Kingsthorpe, and I don't know what it is. So on that same investigation where we was at the ruins, we then decided to go to Kingsthorpe. So drove over, kept the camera going, like the filming going, to show that there's nothing set up or anything like that. We got there, and me and Matt, we'd split up. So he'd gone one way, I'd gone the other, and I'd seen this guy sat on the bench. Hence, he's called Bench Guy. And I thought it was Matt. So I'm shining the torch over. Anyway, it wasn't him. It was a guy, really pale skin, mid-20s, with a strong Dutch accent. He wasn't drinking. He wasn't smoking. There's no smells or anything coming from him. Right. And this is... So there's 6 photos in total. So I'll go through them one at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are stills from the original video, so this is frame by frame. Because with StreamYard, the frames are a lot wider apart.
Yeah.
So, and I'll explain to you at the last picture what it all is. And if you can't already guess. Right? That red glow is his face.
Yeah. I could see his feet and the.
Yeah. But while I'm talking to him, there was no red glow there. There was nothing. It was just pale complexion. Like I said, I explained to him what I was doing. He said, "Oh, just seen your mate walk down." Long story short, I walked down to Mark. He said, "That guy on the bench said he'd just seen you." He goes, "There's no one on the bench." He was recording as he walked past on his phone. Stopped the recording, went back. As he's walking past the bench, there's nobody there.
Wow.
But it wasn't. I've dug into this because it's been bugging me for about nearly 2 years. 2 years ago this was, and I go on it about a lot, and I've asked different people different opinions, whatever their expertise is. But for me, especially on this one, that looks like there's something, some sort of orange orb in front of his face, and the only thing for me personally, what I think that could be, because I was seeing him looking like a person, that orange orb that the cameras picked up was masking what he really looks like.
Can I ask what camera it was?
That was on a Galaxy S22 Ultra. So at the time, that was the top of the range mobile for Android.
Yeah.
And I've gone back there with the same equipment, same torch, same time, trying to reenact it with somebody else. Even I've sat in the same spot and cannot get not even close to that. The nearest thing we can get.
Light, if that was reflected light, it'd be on everything.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yep.
Yeah, it is strange. I haven't seen anything like that before.
And that's a close up of it.
Oh wow.
So in that you can see his eye, you can see his mouth, but that looks like it's either moving into his face or moving away from his face. But the face that I can see behind that isn't the face that I was talking to when I was stood there for that minute, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Apologising why I blinded him with the torch. But even in this one, you can see the ring of the torch to where he sat.
Yeah. Yeah, that shouldn't affect it.
Nope.
Very strange.
Yeah, and can't.
Yeah.
We didn't see him go, didn't see him leave.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I mean, a lot of people send me photographs of things they find unusual, but the thing is, it's very difficult unless you're actually there.
Yeah.
And you're seeing what you saw, and then you see the footage, and you know the comparison between the two. It's very, very, very hard to come to conclusions, sort of thing. But that is strange. Yeah.
The creepy thing for me on that is that I was stood there having a conversation with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
what was the conversation like?
It was just, "Oh, sorry, mate, didn't mean to blind you. I thought you were somebody else." He goes, "Oh, no, it's right." I went, "Just in case you're wondering what I'm doing," and then explained about doing a live stream in the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And we go around cemeteries and what have you. And he was like, "Yeah, that's cool. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. So, yeah. But at the time of the conversation, it felt normal.
Yes.
But when I walked away, about 10, 15 seconds later, that was when it kicked in that what the hell just happened.
Yeah.
That was when it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I got the worst shivers and everything. It was awful.
Yeah.
I can laugh about it now, but not then.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you get these occasions when things happen, and like you said, it can take a long while for it to actually kick in that this actually happened.
Yeah.
I've been on investigations where you're traveling a couple of hours, and something happened, and we were on in one investigation down in Devon, and the people said we've got a ghost in the house, and we were down there for ages and absolutely nothing happened. And then we got about, it must have been about 20-30 miles away coming home. They sent us a little video on the phone of their two dogs in unison watching somebody walk across the room. They were sat there watching somebody walk across the room, and there's nothing there at all. And I said, all the time we've been there, nothing happened. And the minute we go,
that's it. As soon as you stop, it starts. It whatever it is, it knows.
It does.
It's got to.
Yeah.
Right. So can I show you the next photo? So this is from Saturday night.
Okay.
Now, people notice it in the live stream as we're filming. And where you see this thing, we actually walked up straight past it, and there was nothing and nobody there, because we were more fixated. There was another bench further down at the top of the mound before it drops down to where you go to Obelisk Rise.
Yeah.
So we're walking down that way. So where you've got, they look like garages, like where which one, I don't know what you actually call them.
Yeah,
where you got the tombs and that. So we're walking down towards that. But we could see what looked like somebody sat on the bench with their hands on the knees like that, but there's lit up from the bottom up. But Sarah, the other person that was with, looked like the light was coming from the top. We were seeing the same thing, but the light was coming from different directions.
Oh, right, okay.
So we're walking towards that, and then we see this. Right. But I'll put a clearer picture of it on.
Yeah.
Now that looks inappropriate behaviour in a cemetery.
Yeah, just a bit.
I don't want to put words into your mouth.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
Yeah. I can see the naked legs, someone bent over, leaning into somebody else.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. There was nobody there. Nothing. We seen it on camera, and we walked right past where that was. Nothing. No one there. We got to the bench. Nobody there. We checked for residue, because we walked past before and we could smell someone had been smoking weed.
Yeah.
So we bypassed it, went round, and we come back round again, and we could see that there's somebody there, but it looked like a different person. And so I was just reading the comments in the chat, and so we thought we'll walk back up just to see if it was someone. Anyway, we got to the bench, nobody there, no cans left there. I thought it might have been spit on the floor, cigarette butt, just anything, wrappers, nothing there, clean as. Like no one had been sat there.
That's interesting, that is, because you've heard of the stone tape theory, haven't you?
Yes.
Well, the energy's captured in a certain area at the point of either death or excitement.
Yeah.
You think to yourself, did he kick the bucket? You don't know, do you know?
Well, no, but in this image, I can see two people. I can barely just see the person underneath, shall we say?
Yeah.
Who I'm guessing is a female. So
you see, there's
both happened to both of them.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing about that. There's no, King's Park Cemetery.
Yeah.
You've only got the tombs, like I was saying before, down at the bottom end, and you've got
Yeah.
the odd one here and there.
Yeah.
But 90% of them are headstones. That bit that looks like they're on a tomb or a bench. There's no bench there. There's no tombs there. It's just headstones.
It's interesting looking at that photograph because you know about pareidolia.
Yes.
Yeah, the way the brain makes sense out of random patterns and stuff like that. Well, I've got similar sort of pictures that we've taken and blown up, if you like, and you can see these different objects. Now, when I do talks, sometimes I put a heading over the top of the object so that when people are looking at it, you read and then it fixes it in your mind what you're supposed to be looking at, right?
Yeah.
Then I'll turn it upside down.
Yeah.
And I'll say to everybody, now what do you see? You see what I mean?
Yeah. But I've done that with this. I've not said to it, I've flipped it round, I've reversed it. I use PixArt for editing and making the thumbnails. So that thumbnail that I sent to you. Yeah. So I do it all on the iPad. And I've put the picture on there, I've flipped it, different filters, color filters, everything. I can, even before, no, not before, because I won't say anything. When I first seen it, that was what I seen straight away. I seen someone, naked legs, didn't know if he was naked from the waist down, looked like they had shot, but looked like they was leaning over, like they're taking a photo or using binoculars, looking at something. Even if it is that, and there is only one person there, there's still nothing for that person who wasn't there to lean on. No. So for me, that can't be pareidolia, even though it still could be, because we was there, we captured it on film, and it's one of those, as you're panning round, you pick it up. So it's like 2-3 frames, and then it's gone. But then we walked up there, and there was nobody there, and there's nothing there that could resemble it. Yeah,
because we often get that streak of light where you're panning around and you get that little streak of light. It's because there's either someone got a cigarette on the go or there's a pinpoint of light and it moves with the camera sort of thing. You get that streak in motion. But like you say, there's nothing there to start with. Why is it there then? Yeah.
Yeah, and it just picks it up as we're going around. You can see it in the video. It picks it up when we're just catching the light on it. But as you know, when you've been in, probably about 4, maybe 5.
Oh, crikey.
I can send it to you if you want.
Yeah,
not a problem. Yeah. What I'll do, I'll send you a clip of that bit of the original video, and then if you want to break it down and use whatever tools you use.
Yes, yeah.
But as you're in the dark, the longer you're out in the dark, your eyes adjust more, you can see better. So you don't really need torches that much, more for like where you're stepping.
Yeah.
There was not, honestly, there was no, I've got goosebumps just saying that there was nothing there.
Yeah.
There might have been a headstone, which is what, about a foot off the ground. Yeah. And you can clearly see that goes up, round, and over.
Yeah. That's a strange one. I mean, Kingsthorpe Churchyard's got quite a few things going on.
Yeah.
A lot of people have reported a lot of different things up there, I think, over the years.
Yeah. But then I've gone there and done 2-3 hour. We did one called the Witching Hour. We got there at midnight and we finished, I think it was about 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Nothing. Nothing at all. Oh, wow, waste of time that was.
I did a similar thing. The first ever investigation I did was over at Twinwood Farm in Bedfordshire.
Oh, I know that place.
Yeah. And I did the first because they allowed me to go on there and do investigations. And I'll always remember it. The first time we were up there, we went up there just after probably 7 o'clock. And it was in the winter. It was -5 degrees. There was no heating. There was nothing, right? It was derelict.
Yeah.
And we stayed till near about 7 in the morning. I tell you what, if a ghost had come up to my face and gone through, I'd have pushed it away. You know what I mean? I was so pain. I was but it's the sort of thing, you I don't know whether you've noticed when you do long investigations through the night. I mean, I don't do it now because I just fall asleep. So I let the cameras do all the work now overnight.
Yeah.
But you hit a fatigue wall where you're trying to concentrate so much, but you really can't be bothered anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and it's one of those. That's why we let the cameras do it, because what you see you can interpret in a wrong way. What the camera sees, you know, it's not trickery or anything like that. Someone once asked me why we wear black when we go investigating, right?
Right.
And there's a reason why you do it. We went to Abington Park Museum, and part of the museum has got these glass cases.
Yes.
If you see a reflection of somebody in that glass who's got a white collar or any type of clothing that isn't black, you know it's not your reflection.
Yeah.
That's the only reason we wear black when we go on investigations, for reflection stuff.
Yeah, I wear dark colours so I don't stand out in walking around in the middle of nowhere and people wondering what you're doing. Even if I have this on, because I wear this quite a lot. Do you know when you have like a go-to clothing?
Yeah.
I always put a thin black jacket over the top.
Yeah.
So unless it's daylight, then it doesn't matter. But at night, keep it as dark as.
Yeah. You know, when I first started doing this work, I mean, I used to take massive spool-to-spool tape recorders to do interviews and stuff. It's that long ago. And the first night vision camera I ever had was the High 8 Sony.
Right.
They've got brilliant night vision, but the trouble with the old Sony cameras was you had to ask people to wear twice the amount of clothing that they would normally use, because High 8 night vision cameras, especially the Sony one, would penetrate clothing.
Right.
I saw so many tattoos that I just had enough. I said, I'm not having these tattoos anymore. So you had to tell people to double up on their clothing.
Never knew that.
Yeah, the old cameras. The new ones are better now. Yeah, but
I've got a Sony Handycam,
yeah,
which I've got on Facebook. Is it 10 or 20 quid? And I got it for the night vision, and just got two IR lights for it, and then just set it up more for indoor. I've used it outdoors. It is good because I used it at Delapre.
Yeah,
done a couple of investigations. You know where you've got that twisty tree at the back?
Yes.
Yeah, we did it because there's a couple of. I think there's about 4 pet graves there, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. I think they're
I think
yes, I have seen
the
those,
owners. It's the owners' pets back in the day or something.
Yeah,
and there's only little tiny headstone with nothing. Don't think there's anything written on it, or you can't see it anymore.
Yeah. There's one at the back of the judges' lodgings in the centre of Northampton, in the garden at the back of the judges' lodgings, and it's a tiny little. I think it's to a cat. A little tiny tombstone there, and it just makes you think. I mean, most people have got pets and stuff like that, and it's the way people remember things, and it's really sweet when you see them. But I mean, Delapre Abbey is one of those places where they wouldn't let me in.
Really?
They would not. I tried for 2 years to do an investigation there, and they refused. And,
inside, I'm guessing you mean.
Yeah, inside. I even offered to do a talk for them for free for charity. They could have all the money, and they still refused.
Oh,
weird or
something you've done?
Yeah, probably. I don't know what it was.
It could be. You don't know. But some people are funny though, aren't they? Don't want anyone going in doing anything.
No. It's. I mean, luckily now I'm getting into some of the bigger buildings in Northampton.
Yeah.
After many years of trying, it's you batter yourself against a brick wall, but when you do get through, it's quite nice to. I mean, at the moment I'm investigating mid 14th century cellars under the streets.
Oh. See, I did one actually on St Giles Street, Lawrence's coffee shop.
Yeah, I did that one. Yeah.
Oh, so I know the owners.
Yeah.
They own the Edge pub as well. That's supposed to be another place that's supposed to be haunted.
All right.
But we went there and there was mid opening. So they said, we'll have all the basement and that cleared for when you get here. Anyway, got there, and it was more of a dumping ground than anything. So it
Yeah.
was really difficult to go down, and that's why I was using Sony night vision, but
Yes.
didn't get anything. Don't know if it was because it wasn't set up right, but we got there and it's like it wasn't how they said it was going to be.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it put a bit of a dampener on it straight away.
Did you get the nightclubs in the background?
No,
Didn't you?
I think this was on I think it was like a Tuesday night or something.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
So-
I remember doing the Wigan Pen.
Oh yeah.
We did that until the early hours, sort of thing, to the point where the landlord couldn't even find the door to let us out. And
Oh.
when we got out into the street, it was about 2:30 in the morning, and there were people crawling up the street from the nightclubs.
Jeez.
But yeah, that was an interesting place. We had, the trigger objects you use.
The what? Sorry.
Trigger objects.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you dust round them and stuff like that. Well, we put like a crucifix down in the cellar and stuff like that, and put powder around it and everything. And this chap, one of the blokes who worked there, I mean, he'd obviously gone down to do something with the stock take or something on the computer that was down there. And we could see him on the camera because they got all cameras all over the place, and we could see him on the camera. And he was sat at the computer, and he lifted up this crucifix to try and use it as a mouse, and he couldn't work
Jesus,
out operating the screen.
Oh my god! I don't think I've ever been in that state.
Yeah.
Oh, if I do, I'm not admitting to it.
Crikey, yeah.
Yeah. Well, have you been in the auctioneers? Because that's supposed to be really haunted.
No, I haven't been in there. No.
I've been in there, but
yeah. I've covered quite a few.
Didn't stay too long. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of them. You got to be careful when you're investigating, because a lot of the times, I mean, I've never ever paid for an investigation to go anywhere to investigate, because I feel if they really do need your help, they'll ask for it, and they do ask. If they're saying, yes, you can come and investigate, if you bring minimum of 20 people and you all have a meal, then you know it's just to get bums on seats, basically.
Yeah, well, I got that. Sorry, I inquired at Abington Park Museum.
Yeah.
And they wanted X amount of money and anything between 2 and 40 people. Now, I have been round there during the day, and it is a big place.
Yeah.
40 people in there, a bit crowded. 10, 15, I think, at the most.
Yeah.
But the money they were asking for, you're looking like 45, 50 quid a ticket.
Yeah, I mean, we did it years ago now with there was a group called Northampton Paranormal, and it was run by Emma Whiteman, and many years ago. And it's the first time I met the parapsychologist who worked with me, Lewis Della. And we got there. There was a large group, and they had to pay £500 for, I think it was 5 hours.
Yeah, well, I got told, because it was a curator that I spoke to, he sent me all the information, the history of the museum and all that, and he said, I think it's £450. You got it from 7 at night till 1 in the morning.
Oh,
up to 40 people. He called it a refreshment room. He said, we set up tables. So to me, that's decorating tables. Where you cover your little carton of orange juice or water. And that is all I pictured. I'm like, no.
No, it's definitely not. Definitely not. No. I mean, when you are called into places and they've genuinely got something going on, it's really nice, because you're helping these people. You are helping them, even if it's just to help them understand what's going on. Yeah. Because a lot of people say, well, do you go in and move ghosts on? Well, I'm not religious in any shape or form.
Yeah, same as
me. All I'm there for is to bring other people in, like historians, archaeologists, parapsychologists, mediums and stuff like that, and I get all the information together, and then we write about it. That's all I'm there for, is to get all the information together and help them understand what's going on.
Yeah. See, I'm too lazy to do the writing part, or don't have time to do it. But that's why I always do a video. So for me, a video reference is just as good as writing. You can see what's going on, and I don't edit anything.
Yeah.
When I do a pre-record, if we're waiting to do something, I'll keep it running and then stop it at the end. I might go back and cut the boring bits out, but I don't cut it and go, oh, look what just happened, and then bring something onto it straight away.
Yeah.
If nothing happens, I'll still put it out there to show that you don't always get something.
Very rare, isn't it? It is very rare. It's that little tiny percentage of gold that you're looking for.
Yeah.
But the
and
thing
now
is,
and again, you get it.
Yeah, but when you say, like, you keep your recordings and stuff like that, you just think when you get close to retirement age, right?
Yeah.
You can sit there watching them back, typing away. You know, the books there, mate.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
We have got a couple of questions for you. Do you want to go for a break, or do you want to carry on through?
Yeah, carry on, doesn't matter.
Right, is that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right then. Right, I've got about 4 questions, I think it is. So the first one is from Steph, and her question is, what is his opinion on psychics on TV being able to cleanse houses of their problems within a day or two? Thank you.
Yeah, don't believe it.
Cool. I knew you was going to say that.
Do not believe it. I've seen. We did a documentary in that house over in Kettering, actually.
Yeah.
And, the owner knew how difficult it was to get rid of what was in the house, and he didn't take prisoners. You know what I mean? He would say it as it is. And these people came in and say, "Oh, we've been around your house. We've blessed this room. We've blessed that room. We've done all this, that, and the other. Your house is now pure and clean, right?" And he just looked at me, and I thought, yeah, I know exactly what you're thinking. As soon as everybody goes and that key turns in that lock, everything will start up again.
Yeah. Yep. But it's like you said earlier, that couple, and when they moved house, it all started going on again after like 6 months or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. In actual fact, there was an interesting one there. Before you move on to your other questions, there was an interesting one there where the chap said he could hear voices at night. And I said, okay, you know, when someone says they say they can hear voices, it sometimes rings alarm bells. But I went with this chap because he was all right. He was a decent bloke. And he said, I'll prove it to you. I said, how are you going to prove to me that you can hear voices? He said, how many recorders have you got? I said, we've got 5. He said, right. He said, there was about 6 of us in the room, and we all put the recorders on the coffee table, and we had a random conversation for about 2 hours. And he said to me, they've just come in and they're saying this about my wife and all this. Very bad stuff it was. He wouldn't want to repeat it on air, but and he said, play it back. And when we played it back, there was another voice on the recording above the rest of us saying exactly what he said they were going to say. It was freaky. It really was. When Derek Okora was doing his ghost towns, he phoned me up because he wanted the recording. Yeah. For his show, and I said no.
You want to fake it?
Yeah, well, you know, you shouldn't. You should go in cold. Yeah.
Yep. I say go in blind. I don't even want to know what's going on there. Sometimes I find out just through because I already know or have been there before. But a lot of new places, if someone says to me, I've got something going on, don't tell me what it is.
Yeah.
I'll come round and then let's see if we get anything.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. That is the best way to do it. Because you got a preconception then otherwise.
Yeah.
Straight in your head, like I was saying to you about the ruins. I already knew about the woman, the black dog, and all the other bits and pieces. But out of all of that, I have seen a black dog there. Not necessarily the black dog, but I have seen a black dog.
Yes.
And that's it. And I've heard like whispering. There's a woman or a bloke that whispers to you, but I couldn't see anything. I can hear things more than I can see them.
Yeah, yeah.
And I can feel when the energy changes, but it's very rare that I see something. Yeah. So, yes, thank you for that answer. Next question then is from Fred Flintstone, and we have worked out it's not the real one. And I don't think it is. He's not actually confirmed or denied it, so I don't know. And his question is poltergeist activity caused by the unhappy spirits of dead people?
That's a good question. That is a very good question. Oh, I'm glad somebody asked that. Now, because I've been working with a parapsychologist for so many years, I've got the two different answers to that. And the first answer to that is they believe that adolescents, people going through like puberty or something like that, have got an energy that they don't really know how to control. They don't know they're doing it, and they can create things happening around them unconsciously. And so that is sort of one of the answers. But if you are a religious person and you're the Christian belief that it's a spirit that's trapped in an area trying to make sense of, trying to get your attention, if you like, by smashing things and moving things about, then you'd go down the noisy spirit, if you like, poltergeist, noisy spirit. But when we were doing the Kettering house, I saw with my own eyes pieces moving along the mantelpiece.
Oh.
Now, so was it them, which I believe it was, with their energy, or if somebody came in and they had a very Christian belief or religious belief system, they would put it down to this house has got a presence, it's got a ghost that's trapped, it's trying to make itself known.
Yeah. So what? Yeah. Just sticking on the same subject, but just shifting over a little bit. What's your thoughts on the fae folk being part of poltergeist activity?
Say again.
The fae folk, fairies, and that have.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That is. I suppose in a way, it's down to a person's belief system and how they're brought up. I mean, if you're brought up in believing in folklore and believing that fairy folk and stuff like that exist, then you're going to go like that for the rest of your life. Yeah. Because whatever people say to you, you are going to believe it. It doesn't matter what people say. Folklore and person's belief carries on through their lives.
Yeah.
And I've found out that a lot of people with belief systems like that, you cannot change their minds.
No.
And yeah, I mean, let's put it this way. If a person has a belief system and it doesn't hurt anybody else, I knew a lady once, and this is true, I knew a lady once who believed in unicorns, right? If that faith doesn't hurt anybody, let them go with it.
Yeah.
There's no harm in it. There's no harm in it.
Yeah. No, I get that. The reason I was asking is I've had a few people on that talk about the fae folk and fairy and elementals and all that. And just with some of the things that they were saying, and then because I'm not more into the paranormal, but I started doing this for being into like the ghost side of everything.
Yeah.
My original belief of poltergeist, and it's probably due to TV and film, is that it's a spirit that's trying to scare you to get you out of the house, or you know what? It's that. But then I was talking, I can't remember which guest it was, and they were saying, but that's what the fairies do. They're like mischievous and like troublemakers and what have you. I can't remember the term that was used. So it would make sense that they'd be doing that. They're doing it for a laugh, knowing it scares you, but they're finding it funny. They're not doing it with evil intent, but they're still doing it regardless. So it kind of shifted me over onto that belief a little bit. And now I haven't got.
Yeah, you saying about that? No, we did a case at Weedon Depot. And we investigated overnight in one of the businesses there, and we had a chat with a camera, quite a sophisticated bit of kit. And as he was filming, the switches were being turned on and off on the side of his camera while he was holding it. The switches were being just and we thought, well, somebody picked up on the fact that there was a little girl there. But when you just said, you know, mischievous things, could it have been something else?
Yeah, so Blue Chief just put in the chat, tricksters. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, tricksters, yeah.
So, like Tinkerbell in the typical Peter Pan movies. That kind of behaviour.
Yeah. By the way, my favourite film of all time, Poltergeist.
Oh, there we go. I thought he was going to say Peter Pan then.
No. No.
Sorry. That is a good movie. Oh, have you seen what's coming out? A remake. It looks pretty good, The Omen. A remake of the original. Yeah.
Oh, right. So, that'd be interesting.
Hopefully, it'll be as good as the first one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Right. Next question. This is from Elaine. And she would like to know, stupid question. I normally start my questions off with stupid question. Where do you put your camera, or do you carry it? So I think I think she means, do you place it down in a specific part of the room or the area that you're investigating, or do you walk around with it?
Well, you've got lock-off cameras, in the IR cameras, the night vision cameras locked off all around buildings, and then you usually have two people with night vision camcorders walking around filming stuff. But I've got a real problem with people using night vision cameras because statistics say that you're more likely to see a ghost in the daytime than you are at night. And you see a lot of people using infrared cameras that have got this like spotlight type thing. You know that you see on certain programs on the TV where they got the night vision cameras on the go and they pan around. It's almost for effect.
Yeah.
It's almost to get that, the
ambience of it all, isn't it? Yeah.
But I mean, if you go into a house that's haunted, you will be able to turn every single light on in the house. It's not going to stop it. It'll still be haunted. So if you're investigating at night, try turning some lights on.
Yeah. But it's like most of my, other than when I've been out doing it for the channel, most of my encounters, whether it's been UFO apparitions and all that, have been during the day. I'd say 95% of them.
Yeah.
There's only been a handful that have been at night.
People do not do well in the dark. So when they say they're seeing a ghost, it's usually in the daytime,
Yeah, but it is so. It's like you say, regardless, whatever it is that's there is going to be there at whatever time it's going to be there. That don't make sense, but I know what I mean.
I do despair. I mean, I'm one of these people that can't watch. I cannot watch TV programs about paranormal work or ghost hunting and stuff like that, because I would just sit there shouting at the screen. So I just don't bother watching them anymore because they wind me up. If you've been like yourself, I mean, you do take the subject seriously.
Yeah.
And when you take the subject seriously and you are definitely trying to do your research and proper research into what's going on, right?
Yeah.
To see those programs that are done best, fair enough, they're done for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
but it just throws everybody in the wrong direction. As soon as you mention paranormal, people shut the door on you.
Yeah, because that was the thing. When I first doing this, the name that I came up with was Codes of the Paranormal, and that was because, as you know, like the Facebook group and YouTube, you have to give it a title before you can carry on
Yes.
and complete the setup.
Yeah.
And I don't like the word paranormal because of like what you just said. Not because of what it means, but because of what people think it means.
Perception.
Paranormal, ghosts. That's
Yeah.
it. But it's not paranormal. It just means another world that runs alongside this one that we live in now.
Yeah.
And that's it. That is all it means.
I mean, the world of the I'm going to use it, paranormal. Let's switch it over to supernatural. The world of the supernatural, right? The thing is, you've got ESP, you've got telekinesis, you've got all manner of different things. I mean, I've even come up with an experiment I do with people now. It's called EMR, and
all right.
In actual fact, your viewers can actually do this in their own home, right? Anytime they like. And the experiment is for people to, EMR is extended memory recall, right?
Right.
And the aim of the exercise is to recall the memories from the building, not your own memories, but memories locked within a building. So the ghosts of the building, if you like. Or you can use it for spirit if you want as well. And what you do is first of all, you need somebody who knows the history of the place that you can go to afterwards, or a place where you can research the history of where you're going to do this experiment.
Yeah.
You take a good look around the room or the building that you're in to a point where you can close your eyes and still see it.
Yeah.
Right? As soon as you're that familiar with it, you close your eyes and you start to go into like a meditation, if you like, or a very deep relaxation. And then once you're into that relaxation, you bring back the vision of the room, all its bits and pieces in and all this, that, and the other. You can see it in your mind again, right?
Yeah.
Then you allow everything inside the room to disappear in your mind. So you're left with an empty shell. Just an empty shell.
Yeah.
You've got windows, doors, floors, ceiling. That's it. Then you allow your imagination to take over. You know, trees growing up through the floor, cars driving through, children playing in your living room, whatever.
Yeah.
Let it go for about 15 minutes, and then let that disappear. Let everything come back to as it was. Then you open your eyes, and then you go and do some research into what you've just seen. And I will guarantee this, right? You will find something about the history of that location that you have seen.
Ah.
It works every time. Well, I did this with a parapsychologist in a pub.
Yeah.
We went to a pub in Hyam Ferris, and I said, right, we did this experiment in the bar with 3 people. And I said, tell me what you've seen after you've been through all this process. And the parapsychologist, Lewis, he came out with a thing. He said, I've got some utter rubbish to tell you. He said, it can't possibly be true. And I'd studied this place from 1680 to the present day. I knew exactly what had happened in this place. And I said, well, tell me what happened. And he said, well, I can see a man with a wheelbarrow going backwards and forwards in front of the bar on a plank of wood. I said, really? He said, yes, that's a rubbish, isn't it? I said, no, it actually happened in the 70s. They took the render off the inside of the walls of the pub to expose the old brickwork. They put a plank of wood on the carpet to stop it being damaged, and had a bloke with a wheelbarrow taking the rubble,
shifting it,
in front of the bar. He had no idea.
Wow.
It works.
Yeah, I'll have to try that.
Yeah. Just remember, you must be relaxed when you're doing it. You have to really relax. Yeah. But try it.
Yeah, I shall. Thank you. And everyone else should be trying it as well, and let us know what you come up with.
Yep.
Cheers for that. A couple more questions. Oh, yeah, we've asked about where you put the camera, didn't we? Done that one. Right. This is from Elaine again. Where's your favourite place to go? Do you have a particular spot that keeps calling you back?
Yeah, it's Twinwoods.
Is it?
Yeah, I've been going up there now for since 2005.
Can you say whereabouts on Twinwoods you go?
Well, Twinwoods was an RAF night fighter training station during the Second World War, and the buildings are still there, and they're maintained by a group of volunteers that have built museums. So there's about 4 or 5 different museums up there, and you can spend a day up there going into each building.
Is that the one where the skydiving is? And
no, that's the business Twinwoods business site.
Yeah.
By the way, you know that skydiving tower?
Yeah.
That's the one they use for the Harrier jump jet aerodynamics.
Oh.
It's the exact same one. Yeah. They tested Concorde up at the business area as well.
Yeah, because Red Bull's up there at the top. Yeah. They've got a testing place on it. Because I go to the
if you look across the field, if you look across the field, you'll see Twinwoods RAF, the old RAF.
Oh base. Yeah.
After May, you can go up on a Sunday, and it's one of those places where if you go to Clapham, it'll be signposted from there. Yeah,
I know. I delivered to a couple of places on there, so I know where it is.
Yeah. Go up there, and I'll tell you what, the actual farm itself they've got the control tower is now the Glenn Miller Museum because it's the last place Glenn Miller was seen alive.
Ah, didn't know that either.
Yep.
Wow. So I go there a couple of times a month. Used to be every week. Yeah. For the company that I work for, we deliver specific things to specific companies without giving too much away of what I do. But we go to the deportation.
Yarlswood.
Oh, the prison at the back. Yeah. Yarlswood. Yeah. So we go there quite a lot, and I'll go to. I know it's not a million miles away. Is it Thurley?
Thurley, yeah.
Go to the Formula. Is it Formula 2? Formula 1?
Red Bull.
Remember. No, not Red Bull. I can't remember the guy's name. Begins with P. They do all the car racing on there.
Don't know.
Oh, I can't think of it. There's a massive flag at the start of the driveway as you get to it, and it's 3-4 miles off the road till you get to the actual building. But they've got a lot of buildings on the way in as well. When I go to places like that, I'd be like, I'd love to do an investigation around here.
Tell you what, if you go to Twinwood, right, before you actually see the buildings, you have to drive over where the old runway used to be. You can't actually see it until you drive into it, and then you drive across the fields to it. And I'll guarantee if people go over there on a Sunday, they will pick up stuff. You cannot go up there without doing it.
Right. Oh, I've remembered a question for you, because I'm not a million miles away from here. Sywell Aerodrome.
Yes.
Have you had any reports on there of anything?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing. Nobody's told me anything about it. I've heard a few people having a few, well, let's say late night sessions and seeing stuff, but nothing from the aviator, but nothing apart from that.
No, because there's not really anything around there, is there? You've got Ulverston and Sywell Village, and that's just fields and fields. Because I work in Wellingborough, so I go that way to and from work each day.
Yeah.
But
my son works up at Sywell.
Ah, right, okay. Oh, so he'd tell you if there's anything going on.
Yeah, there's nothing.
No. Strange, isn't it? Somewhere as old as that, and they've not got nothing.
Well, a lot of people say there is stuff up there, but the thing is, again, it's the commercial aspect of it.
Yeah.
The more people up
Drawing
there,
Yeah, that's it. Because they've got the restaurant and the diner, and they do the show weekends like Ferrari Day and all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
Not cheap, and gets people to go in. No, I was just wondering because it's literally across the road from me. I thought,
Yeah, really.
yeah, I didn't want to. I do want to go, but I didn't want to just go and then waste the night and get nothing. I'd rather go where I know there's something going on, and
Yeah.
more chance of something happening.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be surprised at how many just roads and crossroads around Northampton are haunted, and it's a place that people can go to anytime they like.
Yeah.
And just, you know, there's so many places that are haunted that they don't. Nobody has to pay to go to these places. It's like about ruins and stuff like that. You can go there. You don't have to spend a fortune. If you're spending a lot of money on investigating places, you want to rethink what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times it's just you're being ripped off.
Well, I've not paid to go investigating anywhere yet. The only thing that it's cost me is fuel.
Yeah, that's it.
Fuel and time, and that's it. And that's just because of the location of where it is to where I live.
Yeah.
Anything, isn't it?
Yeah,
so, but I'm not. I ain't got the money, and even if I did, I don't think I'd do it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I got fed up with having lock-ins in pubs and that. And drinking,
you got fed up?
Yeah, drinking Guinness at 3 o'clock in the morning is not a good thing.
No, but like I said to you the other day, I'm hoping. Well, the other week, I'm hoping to start a paranormal group.
Yes.
At that pub up the road.
Yeah.
And that apparently that's been a pub for, I don't know. The landlords have only been there for about a year. I think 400 years, but the building itself is about 700 years old.
Yeah, it looks
thereabouts.
Yeah.
And it's literally, cause it's only a little village in that part of Northampton, as you know.
Yeah.
It's 2 steps across the road and you're in the churchyard.
Yeah. And it's a strange. I wonder if it was ever a vicarage, because the vicar's usually close to a pub, to a church, and the pub's usually the opposite side of the road.
But then you've got the little bungalows as you go around the double bend, where you've got the stream that you've got to cross over. Oh, not, but you got a couple of cottages.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's 2 or 3 on the left, and a couple on the right, and then you go back to the modern day housing.
I tell you what, if you don't find something going on in there, I'll be surprised.
Yeah. Well, I've been told there's stuff going on. There was 8 of them in there one day. They start having a chat, and the CO2 detectors, like the smoke alarms. There's one of them on one of the shelves or a wall or something. It come up and flew from one side of the room to the other.
Wow.
And you know how big that pub is?
Yes.
Yeah. The rooms in there are, 20, 30 plus
some force, yeah.
Yeah. I won't like to get hit by that. But yeah, these loads of people that when they've gone to the toilet and they felt like there's someone behind them, they turn around, there's nobody there, but they felt like they're being watched, going in and coming out.
Yeah, I tell you, that is something over the years. That's something that really gets the amount of toilets that are haunted.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Nuts. Why
is it the toilet?
God knows. Absolutely God knows. I mean, I've done a lot of work in Daventry as well, and the pub next to the Moot Hall in Daventry. They said there was people walking through the wall of the toilets there, and I was already investigating the Moot Hall, and when I did the history of both the pub and the Moot Hall, there used to be an alleyway that ran where they extended to the toilets. There used to be an alleyway that ran round and through the buildings. So now they see people walking through the toilets, but also in the Moot Hall, they extended that at the back. So what is now the toilets at the Moot Hall used to be an alleyway. So all it is buildings of people walking backwards and forwards. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, no, because I was just thinking, so like all these other pubs, like with the toilets and that, I suppose there's a lot of conversations going on in there.
Yeah.
Without going too much information on it, there's a lot of energy given in
Yeah.
toilets.
Yeah.
So could it just be from that? Because you're passing part of you
Could
into
be.
the pots, aren't you? Really?
Could be. I mean, I used to work in a factory at Kingsthorpe many years ago, and at one point where I worked was a separate building to everybody else. So I used to work nights sometimes in this building,
Right.
and the foreman came across to my building to use the loo, and he was just sat there doing what you normally do, and all of a sudden there was this thump, thump, thump on the door. He thought the door was going to fall off its hinges. He said, I was definitely in the right place at the
right time.
And then he came in to me to give me a mouthful about disturbing his much quiet time. And I said, I've been in here all the time. I said, I never moved. He didn't believe me, but I never moved. And nobody followed him over because you have to have a security code to get in and out.
Yeah.
So, that was a really strange one. That was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm supposed to be doing an investigation in that pub soon, doing an overnight. So I was just going to set up a couple of cameras, one in each corner, and then pendulums, dowsing rods, digital recorder, a couple of K2 meters, and that's it.
Yeah.
And just see if it picks anything up. So
try the EMR in there as well.
Yes.
Try it. See what you get. Because that place will be there somewhere.
Yeah. Have you been in that pub?
I've been in it once, but that was many, many years ago. You're talking probably 40 years ago.
Right. Okay.
No,
because they've got all the oddities, but like you'd expect to find in a proper old English pub, like the ornaments and the pictures and all that kind of stuff. So if you'd find in like a bric-a-brac shop and someone's just gone in and just chucked it out and just thrown it into place, it's like that. Right. So nothing. It looks good because nothing matches.
Yes.
So I think if you go in and do that EMR, I think that'll be a good thing.
Yeah.
In one specific part of the pub.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it next time I go in there.
Yeah. Also, if you get a chance to go up to Weedon Depot, go into building number 1.
Right.
Into the various different businesses that are in there. See what you pick up in there.
Right. I go around Weedon quite a lot as well.
Yeah.
I'll have to. I'll remember that because I know exactly where you mean.
Yeah. They have got a place there now where you can stop overnight as well.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, on site, yeah.
Ah. I'll have to look into that then. Because as I was saying to you, I'm looking for places around here that can do investigations rather than travelling halfway across the country to...
That would be an ideal one.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you do just a daytime one there, you can do it without being disturbed. You can walk into different buildings and God knows what. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And if anyone else comes down, it's literally, 5 minutes off the motorway, isn't it?
Yeah.
With a new bypass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely look into that. Sorry, I've still got a bit of a cold and I'm struggling to breathe. On Sunday, I was just falling apart completely.
Yeah.
Awful. Right, couple of questions for you. Oh, here we go, from Blue Shift. Question for Adrian. Does he have a favourite piece of tech he uses, i.e. spirit box, etc.?
Yeah. Not a lover of tech.
No.
I think the favourite piece of kit to use is that.
Yeah.
Trust it more than you do, I mean, I have a disagreement with the parapsychologist that I work with. I always say that you should trust your instincts and your own senses rather than in gadgetry and stuff. I hate people using apps on phones. And stuff like that.
They're preloaded. I don't care what anyone says. They are. They've got to be preloaded or they won't work.
they take away from what you should be doing. And what you should be doing on an investigation is using your own senses, using your own mind to try to fathom out what's going on. And I say to Lewis sometimes, leave your toys at home,
Yeah.
and come and enjoy the investigation with us, because
Yeah.
it's very distracting. For him, it's distracting. He can't try to tune in,
Yeah.
And I think even a parapsychologist should be able to tune in and get some stuff,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I always take my.
know.
Yeah, sorry, didn't mean to talk over you.
No, it's
I always take my stuff with me. Because it all fits into like a messenger bag, so
Yeah.
all the pocket perfect size, so it's all in there, including like torches, like I said, the K2 meters, dowsing rods. But I don't always use everything. I might use 1-2 bits of equipment. The main two things that I use will be my phone and the torch.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give you an example. I mean, I splashed out on £1,000 worth of camera, right?
Yeah.
For a specific investigation we were doing in Northampton, and I used this camera 6 times, right?
Wow.
And I've never used it since, and it probably will never be used again. So I'm getting rid of it. And I've said to the team that work with me, I've said there's no point in hanging on to stuff like that if you're not going to use it all the time. You need to utilize it all the time. Otherwise, there's no point. So if you're going to buy equipment, buy the stuff that's in your range that you can use every now and then. You don't have to go take it all the time and use it. Otherwise, you're just going to waste your money,
Yeah. I think the dearest bit of kit I spent was probably 25, 30 quid. And that was for the digital K2 meter. Everything else, and I mean everything else, has been below that. Where it's been the LED lights, torches, IR lights. I've got like pendulums, dowsing rods. All them have been, most of it between 10 and 15 quid.
Yeah.
And don't buy it all in one go. Just buy it in bits.
Yeah. That's the thing. You build up your stuff over the years, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But the trouble is that if they go out of fashion and they get outdated so fast today that you're struggling to keep up with new technology. And it's because I buy the kit for the team I'm with, because money comes out of the books and that goes towards the equipment we use. But the thing is, the tri-field meter, I couldn't believe the cost of a tri-field meter.
I know.
And they're only tiny little things.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, no. What was it? I think the cheapest one I seen was about £300. And that was second hand.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. Yeah. I'll just stick with the two that I've got.
Yeah, that's it.
Because I've got the digital one I've got is very similar to a tri-field meter.
Yeah.
But without all the buttons on it. And that was, like I said, that was 30 quid.
That's
and
it.
It does exactly the same. Picks up radiation. It's got temperature on it. And it's got AVG and VV. Is it VVS? I can't remember. There's 4 different things you can choose from. You can flip between them.
Yeah.
So, and that does what I need it to do, and it's rechargeable. It's not you charge a unit, and I've had it 2 years. I've charged it twice, and that's only because 1 bar had dropped on the battery. That's it. So
this puts things into perspective a little bit, because Lewis, the parapsychologist, he studies infrasound. So anything below 20 hertz that we can't hear can have an effect on your body. It's a bit like standing at a rock concert 2 feet from a biggest speaker.
Yeah.
T-shirts doing this, And the only thing that is really usable to measure infrasound, right, in a building, or where you think it's very strong, infrasound's very strong, is a candle.
Oh.
Because the candle will flicker
the flame.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
I'll have
It's
to remember
really
that one as well. Take candles with me.
take candles with you. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And make sure I'm not stood in a draft. Oh, that's a good one. Because you don't even have to take the big ones. You suppose you could use ones off a birthday.
Yeah, little tea light.
Yeah. I've got a ton of them down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, excellent. I've learnt so much tonight. Thank you. I have, honestly. It's just it's the little things, though, isn't it?
Yeah. But the thing is, it's like meeting yourself for the first time. I mean, we've been backwards and forwards on Facebook for a fair while, but sort of meeting for the first time. Every time you meet somebody for the first time, you never know what pathway that is going to lead you on.
Yeah.
It's like meeting a stranger. You never know from that conversation you have with a stranger. You never know where that's going to lead you, and it's like a voyage of discovery every time you do it.
Oh yeah,
it's brilliant. Brilliant.
Definitely is 100%. Right, one last question. I'll let you answer this.
Oh, go on.
And it's entirely up to you. But this is from Jojo, the moderator. Are you both going to do any investigations together in the future?
Definitely.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I've got two coming up in May, and you're invited on those.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
I'm there already.
All right, mate. We'll sort that out.
Yep. Perfect. There you go, Joe. There's your answer. Excellent. And I won't bring loads of tech and equipment and that. I'm just going to bring a candle. I'll bring a candle and a bottle of water or something. I think it's something. I don't know. Oh, thank you. Cheers for that.
That's all right. No worries.
Yes. So I'm going to hold up the book that I've got of yours, and this is Ghost Detective 5. So they're only thin paperbacks, aren't they? Are they all like this?
No, they've got a lot thicker. In the last few ones have got quite a bit heavier, and they were the sort of the starting runs I had.
Right. Okay.
But I've put a lot more into them now. I mean, even
the text, you can see how much is written on each page. So there's quite a lot.
There's about 3 investigations in each one, pitted in between with eyewitness accounts. So I try to mix it up.
And that one's just short of 100 pages.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
there's a lot of information.
Yeah, I had a break at Christmas, and I wrote a children's trilogy, mystery adventure story, and I released that book at Christmas because I just needed a break from the Ghost Detective.
Yeah, just get away from it for a bit.
Yeah. My wife, she says, Denise, she always says that when we go out now, I have to make it a rule that I will not mention the word ghosts or investigations when we're out, because it just takes over the whole evening.
Do you know, I got told that, and then we'll go out somewhere and we'll start talking, and they'll go, "Oh, this is Andy. He goes ghost hunting," and I'm like, "You said for me," and then that's it. She goes, "I don't want you to be talking about it all night. You bring the subject up, and now I've got to talk about it."
That's it. Yeah, it always happens.
Can't win. Cannot win. But I that's the thing. I like to go out and forget that I do all this.
Yes.
Like you said, it's nice to have that break and just not do it, even if it's just for a few hours.
Yeah.
And it just switch off from it and just have a bit of a normal life as opposed to a paranormal life.
That's it. I mean, at the moment, sometimes I'm doing 3 days talks on each day.
Yeah.
And it's the talk season sort of thing's gone nuts this year. And my wife comes and supports me with the talks that I do and everything like that. But she's not a believer.
Right. Yeah.
So I can get home and have nothing to do with ghosts and spirits whatsoever, not even talk about them and everything. And I tell you what, it is such a relief. Sometimes you've had 2 or 3 days of it, and you just want to just sit down and watch a rubbish film on TV or something like that, or just have a conversation about next door's cat. You know what I mean?
We do that all the time. Yeah, same with Becky. She doesn't talk. She's not into it. It's not that she don't believe it. For her, she's never had any personal encounters.
Yeah.
And it's just not her thing to be into.
Yeah.
She's not open to it. She just, her words, not mine, doesn't care about it, to be honest. And fair enough. I don't push it onto her. If it's not what she wants to know, then I still talk about it now and again, but not as much.
Have you got time for a quick ghost story?
6 minutes.
Right. I interviewed a lady who had just qualified as an air stewardess, long haul to America. On her first flight, she was halfway through the flight, and it was her time for a break. So she went up to the crew's quarters. There was a little old lady sitting up there, and she wouldn't move off the bunk. Doesn't matter what the air stewardess said, she would not move. She said, "I'm not moving until you get my husband up here to talk to me." So she said, well, she got another member of the crew to watch her, so she didn't wander anywhere else. She went downstairs, went along the plane to seat 133, where her husband was sitting, reading a newspaper. She made her apologies and she said, "Excuse me, sir, can you come and take your wife down from the crew's quarters?" He said, "Describe her for me," which was a strange thing to say. Yeah. So she described her, and he said, "Yeah, that's my wife. She is on the plane. She's in a coffin in the hold."
Oh, I'd be getting that plane to land, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that, but in a creepy. I like it, but don't like it.
Yeah, it's true story. Yeah, it's true story.
Wow. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I've got no words for that. Nothing.
If you go onto my Facebook page, you'll see I've got loads on there.
Yeah.
I tell loads on there.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. So, if anyone wants to find you on social media, it's just Adrian Perkins. Correct?
Yeah. I've got a website, ghost-detective.com.
Yeah.
Or you can go onto Facebook and it's TGD666.
Right. Perfect. Thank you. I'll get that. If you send them over, I'll get them added into the notes on here. And I'll add it onto the video.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
That's it. Right. That is all we've got time for tonight. So thank you, Adrian, so much for coming on. I'm just going to put your Facebook on there now. I'll do this. So, yeah, absolutely enjoyed it and cannot wait to meet up and go out and be scared to death. Just a couple. No, it's been great. Honestly, I absolutely loved it.
Brilliant. Thank you. I've enjoyed it tonight.
Yeah, so thanks again. On Friday, it's going to be a little bit different, the show that we're doing. It's called Spooky Sambuca Shots. So what we're doing, it does contain alcohol. So we're going to be doing shots on trigger words and all that. So people keep asking me, can I do a drunken podcast? And I thought, if I'm going to do it, then the people that host with me on a Friday are going to do it as well. So we all decided to do Sambuca because tequila would probably kill us. And these other drinks that the last time you had it, you thought you was going to die. So we all settled on Sambuca. So we're not just going to do shot after shot. It's going to be paced throughout the 2 hours. And then you just go through that. But it's all going to be paranormal based. And we've got a few stories and things that we're going to be talking about. It's just going to be a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
Because I think I like to have a laugh on it, as you know. But I think sometimes you need to just break it down completely and have a proper decent night, but still talking about the subject.
Yeah.
It just changes it up a little bit. So, yeah. And if you don't hear from me after that, then the Sambuca got the better of me.
I used to do one on here called Mr. Angry.
All right.
And I used to say all my pet hates, and I used to put it out a bit like this.
Yeah.
And I used to be interviewed, and I used to say all my pet hates. and you end up just screaming with laughter because it's just some of the stuff. Because my wife says I'm old-fashioned. I was old-fashioned when I was born. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you'll have to come on. You'll have to come on then when we do one of these next time.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you fancy it.
Yeah. Give us a shout if I'm free. Yeah.
Yep. Excellent. Right. So I just want to say thank you for everyone in the chat. Thank you for the mods. Sorry that the other hosts couldn't be here tonight. One husband was having an operation, so she couldn't not take him because she had to look after him and drive him back. The other one was doing a movie night with the kids, and Tommy doesn't do Wednesday, and when he does do a Friday, he's normally at someone's birthday party anyway. So that's another story completely. So we're going to end it now. We'll see you on Friday. Next week, there's going to be a couple of extra or different streams going on. But I'm not going to tell you any of that until this Friday. And this Friday is going to be the 10 ticket membership giveaway for the month. So with YouTube, you can give 10 memberships away for 31 days. And it just picks, you do 2 lots of 5, and it just picks them at random. So it could be anyone. Could even be myself. I keep getting notifications that I can join my own YouTube channel and pay myself money. It's like, really? Not going to happen. So, yeah, YouTube just want to make more money from me. So, yeah, so we're going to be doing that on Friday, and there's going to be a couple of surprise streams coming up next weekend. So, on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to leave you with this image before I play the outro. Make of it what you will. And I will see you on Friday. So take care, everyone, and good night. Bye-bye.